sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. We're live here. It's the last party of the weekend. Welcome to 10 Drink Minimum. I'm your host, Chris. And let me bring everybody into the fold. Let me see here. Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. With us, as always, we have Holly Ann.
Hello, everybody.
And then also Smiley.
Hi, guys.
How's everyone doing? Is everyone okay?
I am good. My allergies are horrible.
Yeah, and that's for people listening. How is everyone? You can answer as well. So, Holly Ann, your allergies are acting up?
Yes.
I woke up Friday morning, and I felt like I had a hangover.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
what happened to me today.
And I
didn't drink yesterday.
Right. And doesn't that piss you off? Like, you're like, it like literally pisses me off. I'm like, oh, my head. And then I'm like, I had no fun last night.
Yeah. According to my mom, that's just apparently part of getting older. It's just sometimes you wake up feeling hungover. Like
you've been kicked out of you in a street fight?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like I had a bunch of tequila.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that just made me shiver a little bit.
Are those like the mornings you just wake up and just start drinking? You're like, well,
I guess I'm gonna fucking be hungover. Here we go.
Yeah.
Wake up. I hate that. That's the worst.
Just throw the whiskey in the coffee. All right.
Just
one of those days.
Start pouring it in. Here we go. Welcome to Friday.
I felt like if I woke up and felt that way and hadn't drank, that was just going to make it worse.
Yeah. Oh, that's the worst. And then I was like talking, like, so my friend has decided that we, as a friend group, like of all of our friends, that he and I have the same allergy, like, profile. So I text him Friday and I'm like, yeah, man, I was like, today's a real bad day, like, allergy wise. And he was like, that's weird. And then he sends me like the allergy like chart, and it's like juniper, it's like all the different
pollen index.
Yeah, and everything is high but one, and it's medium. And he was like, wow, that was all low yesterday. And I'm just like, not today. So,
yeah, anytime when juniper starts blooming, my allergies are really, really bad.
Yeah. And then I have the allergy amnesia. Like, I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh God, what's wrong? Is this COVID? What is it?
Everybody this year. It's like, is this COVID or a cold or both?
What am I going to die from?
Yeah. What's going to do me in?
Yeah. What is killing me right now?
Is this old age or my drinking or?
I don't know. Yeah. Fun.
Mine's easy. I'm just like, oh, my throat hurts. It's probably all the shots and the chain smoking I did last night.
That could be. Yeah.
That'll do it.
Well, speaking of COVID and all that fun, looks like all the numbers are going back up in New Mexico.
Yes.
Yeah.
448 new cases, 5 new deaths, impending closure again. So how do you guys feel about that?
I mean, it's scary, terrifying.
What do you think? What do you think it's from, though?
I think it's from people being idiots. Like, I literally want to look at New Mexico and in my best mom voice be like, I'm not mad, but I'm disappointed.
You know what enough people don't do anymore? This thing where they stick their finger and they go, shame on you.
Shame on you.
My grandma would say, shame on you. But she also used to say people were lower than dirt shit, which I didn't never understand. I was like, how does dirt shit? But, grandma.
How do you get lower than dirt, right?
Right, that's dirt shit. But I don't know. Someone was telling me like they thought maybe it was people getting together to watch football, which I was like, I don't think it's that.
Well, I mean, I think people got complacent a little bit. You know, our numbers started going down, and people, you know, I know my friends are having barbecues and get-togethers. People are going to restaurants, walking around without their masks on. I've seen that a lot.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
You know, I think, you know,
Just lazy.
if we would all just cooperate, this could be over.
Yeah, and I don't know. And I mean, it's real tough now. It's like we keep going up and we keep going down, and like I think the victim of this is like the small business. Like those people are. I don't know how you can keep a business open right now.
Well, yeah. I mean, think about it. Every single time they have to close down, like at least they're not closing down the restaurants anymore. That means like their whole like produce stock is going to go bad because they're not.
Yeah.
Not,
It's
like
just,
they're not going to be like,
it's
oh,
a
we
lot.
reopened. Here's week old food. Like,
Well,
no one's going to do that.
Yeah.
Explain this to me. Like she came in and she like changed like some things. Like all drinking establishments have to close at 10. How is that going to help anything? I didn't really understand that.
Well, I feel like it gives the restaurants an opportunity to sell alcohol for a little bit longer than you know, if she had them closed early or
well, no, I just
whatever. I think she was kind of meeting in the middle of like, okay, if you're drinking past 10, you're probably going to get a little sloppy.
Yeah, and you're going to not.
You know, you're not going to wash your hands. Maybe you're probably going to like masks are going to go down. I'm thinking that's her thought.
I would have went down to 9.
Yeah, or 8.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think we also have to think about the small businesses that need that business until 10 o'clock.
I just get my drinking done earlier, I guess, nowadays. I don't know.
Yeah, I day drink, so.
There's somebody posted that. They're like, is the governor like saying we should day drink?
I mean,
that's what
the
I'm
program
hearing.
I've been on.
That's what, and I'm like, I've been saying that for years, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't wake up with a hangover that way.
Right.
You fall asleep right as it's hitting.
I never understood happy hours when I was younger. I'm like,
Yeah.
who wants to drink at 4 in the afternoon? And now I'm all, that's the perfect time to go drinking.
Well, I would find like if I start drinking before noon, though, I'm in bed or I'm done by 8. I can't go. I just can't. Like day drinking is such a different drinking.
You know what, Chris? Like I discovered that I get sleepy like around 8 or 9 if I start drinking like early.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But now that I'm a parent and my child likes to get up at 6 in the morning, it helps me to go to bed. And also, I deal with her temper tantrums a little better.
Nice. You know, whatever. Yell all you want.
I'm not like wasted. I'm just like, meh. You know,
They call it mommy juice.
It's like a work buzz.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
I totally get it now.
Did you say a work buzz?
Yeah, you know, like the buzz that you get at work.
Oh, okay.
You know, you're not gonna have like a 6-pack at work, but you're gonna have a couple beers just to mellow everything out.
Yeah.
As you do, as one does.
Oh,
like you
a
do.
work buzz.
A work buzz. Huh.
So with that being said, I'm drinking wine today.
Oh, nice.
Because I finally figured out why moms like wine. It just makes me a nicer human being.
Huh. I don't know, man. Wine for me is a bad hangover.
And I also have White Claw. Yeah, but if you go to bed at 8 o'clock.
It's true. But I also feel like if I drink a bunch of beers and do shots of whiskey, also a bad hangover. So, you know.
Yeah.
Which was Friday night. You know, I did a Zoom hang with some friends, and you know, you get to a certain point, and someone's like, "Let's all do a shot," and you're like, "One's okay, right?" 3 later, hangover.
Yeah. 8 later.
Pray for death. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wake up in the morning. Wish you hadn't have done that.
When you wake up in the middle of the night, throwing up, you're like, "Oh." Yeah. For fun. Also happens.
I haven't pulled that one for a while.
No.
No midnight pukings now.
What is the best day drinking alcohol there is?
Like, margaritas.
Margaritas? Okay. I can't do margaritas, so.
Or like something like fun. You know?
I do mimosas.
I think a beer mosa, one of the two.
Yeah, beer mimosa.
Yeah, I feel like one of the worst things about day drinking though is usually you end up outside. So you're in sun drinking all day, and I think that may be why like I get tired. Like I usually do.
Yeah.
I was looking at some like one of my oldest memories on Facebook, and it was like 10 years ago, and I was at the New Mexico Beer and Music Festival, which is now called the New Mexico Beer Fest, I think.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, yeah. They did about 5 years ago, I think. And it's made me sad because I was like, that would have been like one of these last weekends, you know? And I would have went and I'd have got there at 11 and I would have drank all day. And by 4, I'd have been done. And then I probably would have tried to take a nap so I could make one of the Night of the Living cover band shows.
Ugh.
You know, that's where we would have
all
been.
The fall feels making me sad over here, Christopher.
Sorry. That's where we would be at. So I don't know, the beer mimosa, a Bloody Mary is not a bad date for me.
I like a good, easy drinking beer also, just, a
Mexican lager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a light beer.
I feel like maybe these seltzers might do the trick now.
Oh, yeah, I drink a lot of seltzer during the day and wine. Here's the thing, though. Let me ask you guys this.
Okay.
So I have joined the Legion of Mommy groups on Facebook, right?
As you do when you get a kid, right?
Like you do. I don't know what happens. You buy the high-waisted jeans.
Can I add to that? You get the high-waisted jeans. Then you become really courageous and start a blog.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, you have so much courage, girl.
I know. Yeah. I didn't have to do that because I have a podcast where I can talk about how brave I am as a mother.
What was that?
I was doing a silent clap for her and all of her courage.
Yeah, I have so much courage. But what I found is like I get judged really hard if I day drink like seltzer or beer, but wine is totally fine. These women all drink wine all day and take Xanax all day. By the way, I'm not taking that. So do you guys why do you guys think that is? What's the difference?
It's because it's like socially acceptable. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's a class thing.
Let me tell you.
Beer's looked at as middle class. If you poured the beer out into a nicer glass, it wouldn't matter.
Let me show you.
And then also I'm judged for my wine glass. It has bats on it.
Look at this. They have
see, moms do this shit, but then I get shit for drinking a White Claw during the day.
They have these purses for the people who are listening. They have these purses now, and there's several different kinds.
There's a lot. Look at this.
It's a wine holder, but it looks like a purse.
That one has 2, where you can have
This one had a bottle. See that?
I love this place for you to tuck it. Nice.
It's like your own purse. That's like a wine. It's like a box of wine in a purse.
Wow.
And that's how socially acceptable drinking wine is during the day now. It's like
it's perfectly. And they're like, oh well, aren't you worried that your child is going to see you drunk all day? I'm like, it doesn't matter if you're drunk on wine or you're drunk on White Claw.
Right.
They know.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it responsibly.
Work buzz.
Work buzz. You deal with a 4-year-old all day and tell me you're not going to have a couple of drinks.
Yeah.
Get out of here. That's how kids end up being happy.
Well, so now that spawned me to go to this article, which is a BuzzFeed article, and it's it's like best ways to hide your alcohol.
Yeah.
And they're like hide your beer. Let me get rid of that real quick. Hide your beer inside of a soda can.
Too hard.
And then they have the beer belly where it's like a fake belly that you put beer in.
Well, then they would just assume I'm pregnant, and that's just a whole other thing.
That's awful. No, I wouldn't want to know.
And then there's the bra for women that
I kind of want that.
It's called the wine rack. I love that.
See, that one's, if you're gonna make anything bigger, that's what you would want.
Yeah.
I don't want to wander around with an imaginary gut.
You can find this is awesome. Fun fact: you can fit an entire bottle of wine in a Starbucks Trinta cup.
Yes, you can.
That's a smart thing right there.
This bat wine glass that everybody makes fun of me about, half a bottle of wine fits in here.
Wow.
Only half.
So then I just have 2 glasses.
Dunkin' Donuts cups are also an excellent choice for morning day drinking. Just pouring a beer in it. Slightly more discreet choice. Yeah, there we go. Oh, the 7-Eleven. Oh, too bad we can't have that anymore. No more 7-Elevens.
Right.
Sneaking vodka.
Oh, I never thought about putting it in my smoothie.
Right? Vodka smoothie. Jamba juice.
Well, the problem with that is like the vodka is going to melt all the ice.
Right. There's the wine purse. There's the binoculars that are a flask, of course.
At what point wouldn't it look conspicuous you being in a situation with binoculars?
Right.
That you couldn't just have beer out as well.
If you're at a sports game.
Yeah.
If you have really shitty seats, you have binoculars, you know.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. Camelback.
Fair.
Yeah. Camelback it. Then oh wow, look at that one.
Done that.
That one's like a fanny pack that you put under your jeans. You just have to get bigger jeans, right? Fill a Diet Coke can with wine.
Wait. So does that mean that you pee out what's inside?
Right.
Is that how you do it? That's genius.
Right?
You just go whiz real quick. You should
just peeing in
your cup.
Ooh, look at the fake camera. Interesting. Camera flask. I've seen these. I've seen these at Kelly. They're like they sell them now. Like they're shots. They're a whole shot, and they come in a flat piece of plastic, so you could just like hide them in your underwear, hide them in your bra.
It's all plastic, so you can't.
Yeah.
Set anything off.
And then we just lost.
Yeah.
And then here we go. The fake book with a flask in it.
Okay. Well, that's just good for Halloween.
Yeah.
Always wanted to play like a drunken Irish minister or something.
When in doubt, just say that that you didn't know it was illegal. Shit. They'll still bust you though. I think we lost Holly. I don't know.
Well, no, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I've had that work for me before.
Do tell.
I was walking down the street with a bunch of my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Going from like one party to I think back home. But anyway, we had beers out, and the cops stop us.
Okay.
And they're all drop your beers, right? So I slammed the rest of mine, and then they're like, no, we said we want you to drop your beers. I was like, no, it's cool. Like we live over here. I want to throw it away. I'm like, you're not supposed to be drinking in public. And I was like, I didn't know that. Did you just live over here?
I had no idea.
I had no idea. I honestly didn't know it. Like I did that all the time. I didn't know it was illegal.
Whatever. You lie. You're a liar, lie face. If you know it was illegal.
I guess somewhere in the back of my head,
yeah.
I knew it was illegal. Like
I always think it's
public is a thing.
I always think it's weird. Like when I go visit somewhere and it's legal to drink in public, it always throws me off. I'm like, whoa, those people are just drinking by the street. And everybody's like,
yeah.
So, I remember when I went to Miami with my friend and we were at this bar and like everybody's out front drinking and there's like no perimeter set up, because like here in New Mexico, for people who live outside of New Mexico listening to this podcast, here in New Mexico, you cannot drink outside of an establishment unless they have a perimeter set up and one entrance so that like they can check IDs. So if there's a patio out front, it's got a barrier. So like when I was in Miami, there was like no barrier and nobody was outside, like, keeping people from just literally walking down the street drunk and getting hit. And I kept telling my friend, I was like, oh, we got to get beer for later. We got to pick up some beer for later. We got to go before midnight. Finally, this guy goes, why do you have to go before midnight? I was like, well, don't they stop selling alcohol at midnight? And the guy was like, no, they don't stop selling packaged liquor ever. And he thought I was crazy. And I'm like, well, here we're from New Mexico and they stop at midnight. He's like, yeah, not here, man.
It is important to know the liquor laws in the states
No
you're vacationing in.
laws, yeah. And of
Unless
course,
you're drinking White Claw, because there is no law.
there's no
Ain't no
laws.
laws.
We're drinking claws, pretty much. So that's how, what are you drinking, Smiley? What is that? I feel like that's like Gatorade and something,
It's Kool-Aid and vodka.
as one does.
It's still summertime. It's a good summertime drink. It was pretty hot today.
Is vodka just your go-to, James?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite cheap vodka for people out there to just not eat your stomach lining, like the good, bad vodka?
I should go with Wolfschmidt.
Okay.
Big green bottle. It's what most every bar I've ever worked at uses it as their well, so everyone's probably had it before.
What's the
Wolfschmidt isn't bad.
What's the
Not
worst?
the best.
Yeah.
Dark
What's
Eyes.
Dark Eyes? I was gonna go say Dark Eyes.
Ooh.
It's weird because it's like foreshadowing. It's like Dark Eyes vodka. You wake up the next morning, everybody's like, "Ooh, your eyes are dark, bro. You have dark patches under."
The funniest part about Dark Eyes is when I worked at the liquor store, people would come in and they wouldn't like other vodkas because they didn't. Oh, it doesn't taste the same, and we'd be like, vodka's not supposed to taste like anything. Like the whole point of a vodka is not to have taste.
Yeah.
To be a neutral spirit. But all we used the minis for was just a defrost your windshield. That's the best thing you can use it for. 50-cent mini instantly defrosts the windshield. Just all the frost is gone. That was worth 50 cents.
Good to know.
That's pretty funny.
Life hack.
When you worked at Bird of Paradise, James, what would like the people come in that had like $3? What would they buy? What was the lowest of the low?
Well, Dark Eyes was definitely one of them. We had they're 50 cents a shot.
Yeah, but I mean, like any alcohol, like doesn't have to be vodka. What's the one you would see someone buy and you would just like, ugh?
Oh no, that is still Dark Eyes. Like
Really?
That was the cheapest thing you could get. The cheapest thing in the entire store was 50 cents a shot. Dark Eyes.
Worse than Thunderbird wine?
Oh, we keep that behind the counter.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's considered a specialty item.
Oh God.
We keep it in the back.
It's special, okay?
All of this is making me so uncomfortable.
Right?
We also keep Mad Dog behind the counter.
Just wait, Holly, until we're all back in the studio, and then we'll do another series of the alcohols we drank before we were 21.
Well,
mine's pretty good. Peaches and Cream Mad Dog is pretty good, but the hangover is terrible.
I'll tell you, I'm with James. It is really good tasting. But
surprisingly, you're like, oh.
It's the only one of the, like, it's funny because I don't remember Mad Dog being flavored. I just remember it being colors. I'll get the green or I'll get the purple. Ooh, yellow. But then, as an adult, I'm like, oh, wow, they do have names. I had no idea. Huh.
I once drank, I learned what a fuzzy, like, navel was, but I didn't know that you had to put vodka in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I had taken, my parents were, like, out of town or something.
Right.
And I had literally just poured, like, a huge cup of, like, peach schnapps and orange juice. And I drank the whole bottle by myself, mixed with like orange juice over the night. And I got so sick the next morning because that's so much sugar. I was like, I'm never drinking again.
It's the sugar that gets you for the hangover.
Yeah.
Another reason I go to vodka. Well, there's no sugar in this.
There's sugar in the shit you're drinking. Kool-Aid and vodka. Unless you didn't put any sugar in it.
I got I don't know. I had this squirty bottle thing.
Do you just take vodka and squirt that in there?
Do you?
Question.
Oh, no, I mix water.
Oh, okay.
I have a question, and I know James is not going to have an answer like Polly and I probably will have. But like, you first turned 21 and you could go to the bar. What did you think a good drink was? That now you look back and you go, wow, I was a fucking moron.
Well, so I watched Sex in the City a lot when I was younger, like right around that time. So I went on a Cosmo binge.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I was so cool because I was drinking Cosmopolitans. And
Ooh.
first of all, it's super inconvenient because they put it in like a martini glass or whatever.
Yeah.
Spills
Sloshes
everywhere.
Yeah.
I would get sick every time.
Yeah.
And then I would, of course, do like shots.
Mhm.
Like I would find crazy shots that I thought were going to be so fun. So by the end of the night, I was puking everywhere. I would fall in the street. I look back on that and I'm like, that is so dumb. And then when I was bartending, I once saw a girl on a date and she ordered Cosmos. And I was like, trying to be a good bartender, but also be a good like woman. Like,
Yeah.
let me have your back here, girl. Like, you don't want another one of these. Like, and she had
This
like
is straight booze. Do you know that?
Yeah, it's straight booze and sugar.
Yeah.
Like straight booze and sugar, and it never sits well. Anyway, I saw her throw up in her date flap.
Oh.
And I was just like, "Oh no!" And I warned her, but the guy was super nice.
Yeah.
And didn't make her feel bad. And he was like, "Let me take you home, and we'll stop and get you some food." Like, just super sweet guy. But I knew that was coming, and it was that moment that I was like, "Oh, that was me when I was 21."
Oof.
I threw up in a lot of trash cans and stuff.
I remember, like, for me, we would always like do the cement mixer.
Oh.
We had something like if you really want, if it was someone's like 21st birthday, we did what was called a three wise men to us. Like it was Bacardi 151, Jägermeister, and Rumpelmans. That's what we thought was a wise men.
Well, that's not what it is, but that sounds awful.
It was a shot of each too, and people would get fucking blasted. Then I remember, I didn't ever order this, but do you remember like the blowjob?
Yes, that's one of the shots that I used to think was cool.
The women would have to put it in like some man's lap, and they'd have to pick it up with their mouth and then kick it back.
Yeah.
And then, you'd be a spit or swallower, whatever that, Yeah, I remember that. Like, cement mixer was a rough one. You ever heard of that one, James?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
For people out there, it's one that like they put like lemon juice in it, and it has like some sort of like what is that chocolate liqueur, or it's not chocolate, it's Bailey. Like it's like Bailey's.
Oh,
Bailey's. It's a cream liqueur.
Right. So when they put the lemon juice in, it starts curdling, and so it starts curdling in your mouth.
You just reminded me. I used to also do that, like chocolate or German chocolate cake shot.
Oh yeah.
Like it only tastes like chocolate cake with like the lemon or whatever. And I remember one night my friend Tasha and we drank so many of those.
Oh wow!
I don't know how many. Some guy was buying us.
It's like
I can't remember what's in it now.
Vanilla vodka, Frangelico, and then you have to sugar up like an orange slice, and then just winds up tasting like chocolate.
Here it says hazelnut liqueur, citrus vodka, and sugar.
Yeah, and you have to have a lemon though. That's why they probably use the citrus vodka.
Yeah.
But if you don't eat the lemon, it doesn't taste like a chocolate cake. Anyway, her husband ended up having to come and get us because we couldn't see. And that night we ended up crawling up her stairs.
Oof.
Her husband was super mad. I remember that.
Oh, I'm sure. I also remember what was I gonna say? I can't remember now. I lost it. Sorry.
You guys want to hear what I ordered when I turned 21?
Liquid marijuana.
No.
Oh.
I had an older brother, so I kind of had an idea of what not to do at bars.
Okay.
So when I turned 21, there's like a picture of me at Burt's, and I'd ordered a Jameson on the rocks.
Ooh.
And that's all I ever drank at bars was Jameson on the rocks or gin and tonics.
Wow.
That's not fair, James.
And honestly, when I started, I thought both of them tasted so foul. But it's grown on me. Like gin and tonics are disgusting, man.
They are.
I don't like gin.
It's like the first time you have it, you're like, this is foul.
Yeah.
What's that taste? Is that juniper? Ugh.
Oh, right. It tastes like
What is this?
the car air freshener, the little
Yeah.
But I powered through it because it looked good. Oh, James is getting us gin and tonic. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Like if you walk into a bar and they have shots in a vials, you're like, no. no.
Yeah. Not anymore, but when I was 21,
Fuck yeah.
I would drink them.
I had a friend that, like, whenever we would go to the bar, he would drink something called Slapjack. It was like regular Jack, Gentleman Jack, and then Yukon Jack.
Oh. Yukon Jack and oh my god, I had a wild turkey phase with my friends before I turned 21. And we thought wild turkey was just the best thing you could have ever had. And we would drink it all the time, constantly. And one night, I think what ended our wild turkey phase was I got so wasted. We all got so wasted that we walked to Smith's, we guessed, we don't remember. Took a grocery cart. They put me in the grocery cart, wheeled me home. It ended up upstairs somehow. And I woke up with I was asleep in the grocery cart, tipped like this up the stairs.
Ugh.
And my body just really hurt. And the neighbors told us that we were having like grocery cart races all night. And I can't drink wild turkey anymore.
I don't know what the 2 dogs and a man is. Is that a drink?
And a man?
Is that a drink? I have no idea. When I was in college, there was one bar in town, and so we would go to it. And every once in a while, if like it was a boring like weeknight, we would go and do Rolodex roulette.
Oh,
you take the like,
gross.
You know, some bars will have a Rolodex of drinks behind the bar, and they like the bar literally had the Rolodex, and it had it was a circular one, so we would spin it and then stop it, and then that was the drink you had to get.
Oh,
it was terrible. It was terrible, but it was something we did.
I'm sure sometimes it was fun, but sometimes it was terrible.
This is when we used to have. We'd sit at the bar, and the game was you'd pick a bottle on the lower ring, and then you do it like a trivia question.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And for the next round, it would go up, and if you lost, the other person like decided which your next shot was going to be.
Yeah.
So you try to steer people into disaster. Like I try to steer my friends like into the cordial section.
Oh.
Like knowing they don't like sweet drinks, and it's like, here you go, man. You want a shot of Contro?
That makes me.
What is a drink that people drink that people love that you just don't get? You're like, I don't get it.
Oh, there's so many. Like if you've been a bartender, like Goldschlager. We had a regular at Press Club that would drink Goldschlager, and we had to keep it in the cooler for him because he would only drink it chilled, and he would just drink it. Way.
It's like it's like peppermint schnapps with gold flakes in it.
Yeah,
people shit faced and throw up off of Goldschlager.
Yeah, I don't get that, and I don't get like the liquid marijuana people who are doing that when they're like 40 or 50.
No,
like, I don't get it. It's so
gross.
That's
just sugar and vodka.
Yeah. It's gross. Like, broaden your horizon.
So when I was in college, my fraternity, we would have a Christmas party every year. And the Christmas party, everyone had to bring a pint, and then you had to wrap it up, and no one could know what it was. And then we did the white elephant thing where we would draw. And so there was very little beer at this party. And it was always like the crazy, like you'd always see somebody like bring Mad Dog, and then they would end up with like a fifth of Crown, some weird shit like that. Which for college kids, like Crown, you're like, ooh, that's good. It's not good whiskey.
Yeah.
But if you brought Mad Dog, you really, you'd always see somebody. Then somebody would get like military special, like vodka or whiskey. But people just got fucking obliterated. And it was that one party of the year that it was like people had crazy stories the next day, or they couldn't remember it all. And so there would always be some drink like that, like liquid marijuana or something. Someone would always bring some crazy stuff like that. But yeah. I always wonder, like, what bartenders like. So, liquid marijuana is one of them, like, where people walk up and they order it, and you just go, "Ugh, really?"
Yeah. There's not very many drinks that I would get upset about because I enjoyed making drinks.
Yeah.
But it was just, I think for me, it was like, I know you're going to be a pain in the ass the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to be a fun patron. You're going to be an asshole, and you're going to order 3 of these. And you're not going to care if I'm busy. You're not going to care if there's like people who are just ordering beer and I have to do this thing for you because you're going to be so drunk and annoying that you're not going to give a shit.
Yeah, of course. I always tell people, I'm like, if they don't know how to make the drink at the bar, don't order the drink at the bar. Yeah.
Mine was pineapple upside down cakes. Those are the ones that I knew bad news was happening. I'm like, oh.
Never even heard of that. Sounds awful.
You're like, I'm gonna be cleaning this out of the ladies' restroom later on tonight.
Yeah.
Well, it's like weird how a number of years ago we went through the Moscow Mule Revolution. Like were just
mules
like
everywhere.
Everywhere. Everyone had the Moscow Mules. And then like in recent years it's turned into like the charcuterie board. That's like the new fad.
I'm okay with that one.
I am too. I like
charcuterie is yummy.
I wish it would stay.
I like a good one with snacks. But that wine dive place you worked at, James, man, you guys really like it. You guys made it seem like it was cheap. But man, that's you would start making that because it was like a build your own. By the time you're done, you're like $30 for a charcuterie board.
True, but if you came in for happy hour, we had pre-made ones that you could get for like $7.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That was the time to do it.
I love a charcuterie board, though.
It's funny, like how there is those fads, right? Like it's like how like we had the the Moscow Mule was like everywhere.
It was everywhere, and then people started making up mules at each bar, which I thought was cool. Yeah. But then people thought they were like universal. So they'd come in and they'd be like, "Can I have Howie's mule?" And I'd be like, "Who the fuck is Howie? And what is his mule?" Like,
fuck his mule.
Yeah.
James, you have like a hair in front of your camera. What's popping up there?
Who, me?
It's probably cat hair. Sorry.
Oh, it's like in front of your camera and it just keeps like popping up.
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah, it's driving me crazy.
It's
sorry.
Funky little beast.
There you go. Thank you for that. I tried to text you.
My cat, I guess rubs on everything when I'm not around.
Son of a bitch.
He's not supposed to be up here on my desk.
Well, speaking of the mule thing, Holly, there was like build your own mules at places. I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
How does that even work?
They would have.
We'll put anything into a copper mug.
Yeah, it wouldn't even. That's where they didn't even do the copper mugs anymore.
Yeah.
And like, for me, it's like if it's not a Moscow Mule, like that makes it. Like I don't know what it does, but it's like something with the copper that makes the taste. And places stopped buying the copper mugs because people kept stealing them.
People were stealing them.
Yeah, I know. It's like,
well, yeah, you're handing out free copper mugs.
Yeah. I want to talk about the new fad, though. Do you know what the new fad is right now?
I don't. I haven't been out.
Not going out?
There's that, but
staying home.
But people are going out, and you know what the fad is right now?
What?
Gourmet food courts.
Oh, yes.
Gourmet
that is a fad.
Courts. So you have. If you don't think it's a fad, here, okay. So the first one in town, and I don't know if this is everywhere. This is Albuquerque. This could be everywhere. I don't know. But the first one was Green Jeans, where you kind of have like you have like a food area and then you have an alcohol place. I wouldn't really call it gourmet, but the food, yeah, I would, because the food is, it's like if a place had food trucks that were like really nice.
Yeah.
And then Sawmill Market opened up it's a gourmet food court place for sure. $7 beers.
I didn't know that's what those were called.
That's what I'm calling them. I'm just going to go ahead and coin. I'm going to go ahead and coin it because it's just a big food court with alcohol. That's all it is.
Yeah, coin it. I didn't know that's what those were called, but that makes perfect sense. Yeah.
So then you have after that you have Tin Can Alley, which is another Green Jeans people have opened that up there on Paseo or Alameda, and you have all the food, and then you have a place to, a drinking place. Now I hear, so then you have the 505 Central, which is opening up 5th and Central. It's going to be 2-story, bunch of places with a cocktail bar.
I'm so.
Is that what that's supposed to be?
Yep. And then, hold on. Is anybody watching? I've got Cheese May. Hollow Spirits is opening up or working with people who are opening up. I don't know the exact specifications. That building next to them that looked like a meth fire happened in it. Well, now be a food court. You're hearing it first. They probably don't want me to tell people that, but that's happening.
I'm excited.
So that's how many? How many during a pandemic of all things?
But let me say this. I like this fad. And let me tell you why. I am one of those people that I have a hard time when I go out with my friends and we go to a restaurant they choose. Maybe I'm not in the mood for that food.
Oh, Elvado. I forgot about Elvado. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, Elvado. So now you can go to a place with your friends and you can get whatever the fuck you want. Also, if you're broke, you go to the cheapest place.
Sure.
Although if you're broke, you probably shouldn't go to these places because gourmet.
Motherfucker. I'm just kidding. That was a little harsh. Sorry, it came off a little hard. But
I go everywhere broke and it still works out.
He does.
He does.
He does. Yeah. If you see him, buy him a drink.
Please.
But it's interesting to me that did you guys not notice that before I just said all that? Now that's
I knew that it was kind of happening, but I just thought, well, this is innovation,
right.
Instead of just having food trucks, let's do this.
It's a mall food court with the bar. That's what it is.
Well, and if you think about it, the generations that are going out right now, we all grew up with that mall food court.
Straight up.
Having options and shit.
I don't give a fuck about them. I'll go and I'll have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not a fan of the $7 beer.
Yeah.
Let's not jack the price up on this shit, man. I get it. And let's be honest and let's say who this place is. Some of the places aren't that way, but some places are literally catering to rich people. And let's be honest.
Absolutely.
It is what it is. If you have $7 beers, you're catering to rich people. I'm going to call it out right now.
Also, just have a cheaper option too.
Yeah.
You would make a lot of money that way.
How hard is it to put a PBR? Well, probably really hard actually, because you have to work with I don't know. I feel like with the one I'm really keying on. I'm not going to say their name, but they have $7 beers and they don't have their own beers.
Yeah.
And so they have a multitude of other people's beers, so they're probably getting them from a distributor. So they
have to get one from. They have to do it through a distributor.
So they should be able to have a cheap option, but I feel like they do that on purpose because again, it's not the clientele that they want. I don't know. Hate to spread rumors here, but I don't spread rumors and spread truth. It's what did he say? I don't know if it's the truth, but a lot of people saying it.
I don't know how true it is, but
a lot of people saying it. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how it all works out. It's an odd thing that in COVID, Sawmill Market is open, Tin Can Alley is open, this 505 place is going to open. All during a pandemic, they're opening while other places are struggling. But
I want to know, is that the new business model? Is this a national thing?
I don't know.
But also, if you think about it, they are helping the businesses that are having trouble by selling their beer.
Yeah.
Well,
honestly, Holly, breweries and distilleries are not hurting.
That's true.
I've talked to a couple of them, and they said this is actually the best thing that could have happened to some of them.
Yeah.
You know why? Because the bars are closed.
Yeah.
So if people want to drink, they got. So if in Albuquerque, if you want to drink, you have to go to a brewery or you have to go to a distillery. Both.
That's true.
And I'm sure that's not true for all of them, but the ones I talked to, they were like, we haven't had a,
The
they
one's
were like,
doing it right.
yeah, they were like, we've been having record days. I'm like, wow. So hey, maybe that's why everything's going back up. I don't know, but we'll see. But because I mean, also think about it this way too. Say if we close down farther, a bar wouldn't be able to you couldn't go pick up mixed drinks, but a brewery
You can do that at a brewery or a distillery.
You can go pick up a crowler, or you can go pick up a growler, or you can go pick up a fifth of liquor.
Yep.
And a lot of the distilleries I saw were doing like package deals where they would have pre-made, like they would have all the ingredients, and then they gave you the recipe, and then you bought it, and it was $60, and then you took it home and made the drinks yourself.
Which, if you think about it, during this whole COVID thing, like people have been making bread, people have been getting into stuff. So, like, of course, people are going to get into like, how do I make my own cocktails?
Right. That's true.
Oh, they're gonna flood the market with a bunch of bogus bartenders.
Right.
Yeah.
That's coming.
What I have seen that was kind of cool is a couple of my friends who are still bartending.
Mm-hmm.
They will let people Venmo them and teach them how to make the cocktail that they would drink from their bar, and they would sit there and have the bartender like banter with you.
Yeah.
Which is
wow.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. So you still get that bartender experience?
Yeah. I was like, why didn't I think of that?
I don't know.
I should jump on that and just be like, all right, buy these ingredients and I will abuse you. Go.
Holly's like filling out her OnlyFans thing, and she's like, wait, what? Bartending? I'm just kidding.
I do not have an OnlyFans. So, Christopher, I do have to tell you that it got to my dad that we have been making jokes about an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And I was gonna just like let it ride. Like I was just gonna be like, Dad, that's none of your business.
I gotta make money,
Yeah. But he got like super upset. And so I had to just be like, Dad, I don't have an OnlyFans. Like we are kidding.
Yeah.
If I had an OnlyFans, trust me, I'd be better off now than I am.
Onlyfans.com, much better than farmersonly.com, right?
Yes, absolutely.
It's like
absolutely.
I remember the first time I went home to I've had hipster cable for quite a while. So I remember going home to visit my parents, and I was watching TV, and that farmersonly.com commercial came on. And I was like, is this real? Is that a real? What?
It is real.
And I'm like,
I caught my ex-husband cheating on me on farmersonly.com.
That sounds like a song.
And he wasn't even a farmer.
Got cheated on me on farmersonly.com. Why is there not like lumberjacksonly.com?
What about comediansonly.com? Oh, because nobody wants to date a comedian. That's why.
Right. Well, prisonersonly.com. Pretty sad about last night for everybody that knows. The New Mexico United were eliminated from the playoff night.
That game, though.
Crazy.
So, Hamster and I were watching it, eating nachos, hanging out, and I was like, well, do you think they're going to go into overtime? And he was like, no, they'd have to tie it up. And I kid you not, 2 seconds later, they made this badass goal from a long distance.
That guy that was
the goalie was pissed.
Yeah. That guy who'd been sitting. Did you know the goalie was from Albuquerque? From El Paso? Yeah. Yep. And so that guy Parks came in off the bench, scored the tying goal with fucking.
And it was
awesome.
We were screaming and yelling. It was that goal.
I just have to say, I've watched a lot of sports in my life, and we've never had, as New Mexicans, professional teams. Never had them. So I've had my sports teams, and I've watched games, and I've had anxiety. I don't know I now know like what people from Boston, people from New York, people from LA. I now know what you feel because this shit went into overtime and then it went to penalty kicks.
Yes.
And that is, I thought my heart was gonna fucking blow up.
Yeah.
That is, do you know what penalty kicks is, James? It's like where each they choose 5 players and they each take turns. And
I played soccer for 6 years.
Okay, it came down to penalty kicks, and we lost by 1.
And it was
sad.
I don't know. That game was intense, and it was a good game to watch.
It wasn't
a great game to watch.
The San Antonio game,
lost, but
yeah, it wasn't as intense as the San Antonio game.
No.
And I will say this: if we get to go to the stadium and watch games next year, can't wait for that San Antonio game. Motherfuckers. Anyway, that was I finally feel like that local pressure, like it was really crazy. Like when I went to Chicago last year and like people in New Mexico, we don't understand this.
We don't get it.
We don't have camaraderie over a sports team until now. But like when I was in Chicago, my buddy and I were there and we had our jerseys on and we were walking down the street in Chicago. And this doesn't happen in Albuquerque for one. But literally this lady's walking her dog and she walks by, she looks at us and she goes, "Real tough one last night, huh? Real tough one." And we're like, "Yeah." And she's like, "I don't know if they're going to fire Madden or not, but maybe it'd be a good thing." And we're just like, yeah. And she just walks away. And that's just like daily thing, And like that happened 3 or 4 times on that walk. People walk by and be like, "Rough game last night, huh?" And we're like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Ugh. Maybe tonight, maybe tonight."
Now we get it.
Now we get it, yeah. And you just get that camaraderie around that team, and it's just like, oh man, now we do get it.
We get it.
Now they just got to build that stadium with a gourmet food court somewhere,
and then they'll be set.
And the brewery built in, right?
We'll be all over it.
We're rolling. All right.
Rolling.
So I want to tease for the Wavy Hour. We have Halloween coming up, so maybe we ought to talk about what I don't know any, but maybe you guys can help me. I need to know what scary movies I need to watch, so you guys need to tell me. You guys need to tell me in the second half in the Wavy Hour what scary movies I need to look out for this Halloween, because like people can't get out of the house, so there's definitely got to be places. James knows, Holly knows. So if you need to know what scary movies to watch, tune in for the Wavy Hour. So with that, James, what do you have to promote?
As per usual, you can still check me out on Midnight Texas, on streaming on NBC app or Hulu. And if you want to have a fun time of trying to find me, I'm also on Netflix. The show Daybreak, really good show.
Holly Ann, what do you have?
So the only thing I have to promote right now is November 20th, I will be in Greeley, Colorado with Kurt Fletcher and Don Morgan at the Millennium Event Center. It is a socially distanced show, so if you're in Greeley or near Greeley, buy your tickets now. And you can always follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Hollybird Comedy.
Nice. I as a podcaster and as a group, we are a member of what's called now the Burrowers Podcasters Guild. And the guild will be launching, I found out for sure, November 14th. We will have we have a studio in Burrowers, Albuquerque, which is the oldest neighborhood in town. And if you are in the Albuquerque area and you are interested in becoming a podcaster, you can go to our website. I think it's I don't remember. I'm really terrible at this. I need to get all the specifics. You can sign up. We have different levels. We have a Facebook page, so Burrowers Podcasters Guild on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Burrowers Pod Guild. Let me see if I can find the website. BurrowsPodcastersGuild.com. It's not like FarmersOnly.com. It's quite different. But we have different levels. If you're also wanting to become a business that sponsors podcasts, you can do that. Or if you're a business that wants to have your own podcast, we will also do those for you. So that's coming. Keep on the lookout for that. The other members of the guild are 2 podcasts that will be on this show next week. One is called Dos Pequeños, which is a comedy podcast about ghosts. And the other one is called True Consequences. And it is a true crime podcast based out of New Mexico. The host of that, his brother actually was murdered, and they never found the person who did it. No. Oh, well, I haven't listened to that episode.
It's, yeah. Whew.
So.
Okay.
And then you have Parenting versus Podcasts. You have What's Up ABQ, which I was a guest co-host on Saturday, which is coming out in a couple weeks. Also, which one am I missing here? I think that might be it. Yeah. Anyway, check out all those other shows as well. But, we're here every Sunday from 6 to 8 p.m., and we have our podcast anywhere that you can find podcasts. If you look and you can't find it, let me know, and I will make sure it gets there. But, if you go to our website, tendrinkminimum.com, you can see. And with that, we definitely drink lots of liquid marijuana. Just kidding. We don't. You shouldn't either. But always remember, never get too drunk to jerk.
tendrinkminimum.com.
Hold on.
Left you the air as you were walking to a falling part of town. Yes, I was walking to touch the LA. All sweet thing that's come and come again. I see the feet on that road. Visions on my fingers lifted to the light switch. Just there was a light going whoa. It's cost me by on the way to some place you are. As you lay your hand just where it falls, leave the light switch on. This cost me by on the way to some place switch on. Light switch off, light switch off, light switch off, light switch off. Light switch off, light switch off, light switch off, light switch off. To find things I'm never supposed to see, try to resist desires inherent to forgiveness. You find yourself giving in, try to resist. Light switch off, light switch off, light switch off, light switch off. Light switch off, light switch off, light switch off, light switch off. Light switch off, light switch off, light switch off. pour some coffee on the stove. Wash your hands and face, boy, you can't say grace with a mouth full of smoke. Lord, he knows I'm cheating. Everybody gets down, so potato, and I'll come around. See that feeling like a steal, things won't kill the soul. Waiting for too long, Lord, please say you'll come and forgive me for what I've done. But I can't clean up now, throw some water on me. Wash your hands on the face, but you can't say grace with your mind full of good. Lord, he knows I'm cheating. Everybody gets down with my finger on the trigger. I'll come round to see that sin like a demon. Spring will kill my soul. Waiting for too long, Lord, please say you'll come and forgive me for what I've done. Across these fields, the home, these ships grow old. Kinds of these hills now for so long. Lord, he knows I'm cheating. I see the little hands with the body of the road. I'll come around, see that.
I sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
Oh, and welcome back to the Billy/Wavy Hour. Let me pull everyone back in. Did you guys share this to your Facebook
Hi.
page? No.
Oh, whoops.
Whoops.
You know, here's the thing. Facebook is making me mad lately.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to share it
I
to
don't
you.
like it. So I forget.
I'm going to do it right now.
I'll do it right now.
No, I did. I just did it for you.
Yes, please. I'm working off my phone, so it's awesome. Thank you.
I just shared it for you. Let me share it for James. Let's see.
Yes.
Be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed of this show. So this hour,
I'm not embarrassed of our show. I
know I'm just messing with you. Let's see. So this hour, I'll make this for the. That's scary. I don't watch a lot of scary movies.
I brought out some DVDs.
Yeah.
Oh, I have so many.
I brought out some DVDs.
Okay. I'm gonna make this, and so people can jump in if they're watching live as well. So the topic for the beginning of the Wavy Hour is: what scary movies should Chris watch this Halloween? Who doesn't watch any at all? I mean, few and far between. But I mean, you've got to kind of convince me. Like I'm gonna ask questions, but yeah, okay. So who wants to go first?
Okay.
Okay. What should I watch this Halloween that I've never seen? I'll tell you if I've seen it or not.
Okay.
Maybe.
That you've never seen?
Someone said this.
Okay.
Hush.
So that's a tall order because I know your mom.
I have.
And I know you've seen a lot of horror movies. So because I feel like you grew up a lot like how Danny is going to grow up. And in a couple years, she's just going to watch all the horror movies. So Hamster hadn't seen a lot of the classics, so we've been going through a lot of the classics, and it's reminded me of movies that I think everybody should watch. So I have a list of my favorite, including some newer ones that maybe you haven't seen, Christopher. So obviously, I think everybody should watch the original Evil Dead.
All right. I prefer
with Bruce Campbell. The first and the second. The second one is silly, but they were working on a very small budget. But then after you watch those, watch the new Evil
remake.
Dead. That one is
it good?
As fuck.
Yeah.
It
Still
is
Sam Raimi,
good.
right?
I didn't watch it until this year. And Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi are involved. But it is scary as
all right. Because I love, first of all, I love Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
This is my boomstick.
Yes.
They're both involved. They're producers on the remake, but it's a different director, and it is scary as shit. Though it's good.
So they're producers, but it is so good.
Does it have to do with Necronomicon? How do you say it, James?
Necronomicon.
Yeah, there you go.
Necronomicon Ex Mortis.
But funny side note. Hamster and I watched it, and then our cat, Mama Cat, I go in our kitchen to get water, and she was sitting on top of the refrigerator with no lights on, and Cat's eyes like glow in the dark.
Yeah.
Scary shit. I was so spooked after that movie that my cat sitting on top of the refrigerator freaked me out.
Well, so I've seen the first 3.
Yeah.
You're saying watch the new one.
Watch the new one. It's super scary, super good. Love it. Then I think it's important to watch like The Exorcist, things like that. Whatever.
Seen all those.
But the new ones that I think you should watch that maybe you haven't seen. Have you seen Insidious?
I have not. Now, why would I want
to watch Insidious?
Why would I want to watch it?
Whoo! You want to be scared? Insidious will scare you. Sinister, also scary AF. All of that, like, there's so many good horrors that will scare you. But Insidious,
scare. I want to ask a question about the scare part. Are we talking jump scare? Are we talking psychological? Like that's terrifying.
So the Insidious series and the Sinister series, they are a mix of jump scares and psychological scares.
I don't like the jump scare stuff. I think that's just cheap.
But these are mixed with like a psychological thing. They're very good. Because I'm not big. I don't really get scared by jump scares. I don't get scared by gore.
Well, you can kind of tell nowadays when, if you've watched a lot of horror films.
Yeah.
You're like, well, here's the jump scare part.
No, I'm telling you, Insidious is good. They're terrifying.
Okay. Is there any background on what they are? Or I'm just gonna just.
I mean, let me look up the official things so I don't give things away because I don't want to ruin them.
Yeah. The movie Idiocracy is terrifying.
That is a really good horror film for this year. It's really realistic.
I'm just kidding about that, but not. It's like
so. Insidious is like a possession thing. Okay, so the official description is parents take drastic measures when it seems their new home is haunted and their comatose son is possessed by a malevolent entity.
Well, kids are always fucking scary. Always scary. Kids are scary.
They are.
I mean,
I have one who will walk in our room at night and just stand there until we wake up.
Yeah, that's fucking terrifying. That's terrifying.
The one that I think you should really, really, really watch. Ooh, that's a good one. The Hitcher.
Rutger Hauer, amazing. I heard that. I don't know about the movie, but
So, I think instead of Insidious, really, Sinister, that series of films, super scares me. I watch horror movies all the time. I'm not just I'm going to watch these at Halloween. I watch horror movies all the time.
You ever watch that like one of the last ones that I really got into? Like I love The Strangers, but there was one called
The Strangers.
Yeah, there was one called Stir of Echoes with Kevin Bacon back in the day.
That's a good
so
one
good.
too.
I just watched that the other day.
Oh, there was a scene with the little boy, and like the dad's like talking to him, and he's like, "Don't talk to him, Daddy. Talk to me." And I was like,
"Yeah,
that's
crazy.
Fuck this bullshit."
So, I'm glad you brought up The Strangers.
All the lights on.
Because that was on my list as well. The Strangers freaks me out because to me that's not out of the realm of possibilities.
Right.
So that's why that could happen.
Yeah. Well, at the end, I mean, I don't want to ruin the ending for people, but
don't ruin the ending.
Spoiler alert. Fast forward 30 seconds. At the end, you've seen it, James, right? Strangers.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. At the end, whenever they're talking, and I don't remember exactly what they say, but she's like, "That one was good, but we'll do better the next time." You're just like, "Oh, motherfucker."
And I feel like you didn't give anything away right there. But so Sinister, have you seen the Sinister movies?
No, I never heard of it.
I haven't.
So Sinister, these movies will give I have a hard time falling asleep after I watch them.
Okay.
And so I'll read you the description. But it's true crime writer Ellison Oswald is in a slump. He hasn't had a bestseller in more than 10 years and is becoming increasingly desperate for a hit. So when he discovers the existence of a snuff film showing the deaths of a family, he vows to solve the mystery. He moves his own family into the victim's home and gets to work. However, when old film footage and other clues hint at the presence of a supernatural force, Ellison learns that living in the house may be fatal.
Wow.
These movies are so scary.
Well, there's more than one, huh?
Yes. And unlike other franchises, I don't think any of the movies get less scary. And I'll tell you why. I am a true crime obsessed person, and it has snuff films involved. And besides it being an entity, if you take out the part that it's like an entity, it's another one of those things where it's not out of the realm of possibilities, like a serial killer leaving snuff films, and it's a good one.
It stars Ethan Hawke, and I partied with that guy, so he was very leathery, but he was a nice guy. But I'll have to check that one out then.
That one is my number one pick.
I like the premise. I like the premise that you say.
Yeah, it's really good. I love it.
Okay. I'll have to watch that one. So Sinister.
Yes. And I believe they're on Netflix.
When you were watching the film, did you go, that lead actor, very leathery?
No, I didn't. Really good makeup, I guess.
He was very he was like who's that guy that always has the tan? No, the old he's old.
He's leathery.
George Hamilton.
George Hamilton. He's like he looked like whenever I saw him in person, whenever we hung out. I was at a Anodyne, and we got invited to this event, and him and Zoe Kravitz were there, and we were in their group, and we were partying with him. And have I never told the story before on the show?
No, I mean, but every time you say Zoe Kravitz, I'm just like, I
didn't know who
I have
she
a
was.
girl crush.
I had no idea who she was, and I was like, wow, that woman is so insanely attractive.
She's beautiful.
She was 4 people down the table, and everybody's like, yeah, that's Zoe Kravitz. And I was like, this is 6 years ago. And I was like, okay. No, you know who that is? I was like, well, I know who Lenny Kravitz is. And they're like, well, that's his daughter. And I was like, with Lisa Bonet? No wonder. I was like, dang.
Yeah.
And then she blew up and everything right after that. So
she is top of my girl crush list.
But I partied with Zoe Kravitz and Ethan Hawke at Anodyne. So yeah.
Of course, that's what happens.
You need to watch them. They are so good. I expect an update.
Okay. Sinister. I'll watch the first one. If I like it.
The first one is the best one. So
okay. The weird thing is it kind of sounds a little bit like the Amityville thing where they move into a house and it's
it's not. It is, but it isn't.
Hey, when I was a kid, the fucking Amityville horror was scary.
It's scary. It still freaks me out.
Did you like the remake?
I
Ryan
didn't,
Reynolds?
Amityville?
I didn't see it, even though it had Ryan Reynolds in it. I was like,
I liked it.
I
He
liked
got
it.
scary.
It wasn't bad.
I have a question.
It's scary seeing Ryan Reynolds being so not Ryan
Yeah.
Reynolds. It's
Yeah.
frightening.
And
You're
he
like,
does
oh no.
such a good
Oh, shit.
job. He does a really good job.
It's scary. You're like, oh no.
yeah.
Okay.
That's not how he's supposed to act. He's supposed to make me happy inside.
When I was a kid, the scariest movie, and I know this is probably like a thing where, like, when my parents would be like, "Oh, the birds from Alfred Hitchcock," or whatever.
Oh, I hate that movie.
Well, so when I was a kid, the scariest movie I think I ever saw, I mean, The Exorcist was pretty scary, but I think Poltergeist, the first one, scarred me for life. So to this day, clowns,
Oh yeah.
trees.
Do you guys want to hear my stupid number one fear? And I watched it with Hamster because he had never seen it. So do you guys remember Hellraiser?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Pinhead.
Pinhead, yeah.
When I was a kid, I walked out. My dad was a bartender, so I would always sneak out when I heard him come home. And he had rented Hellraiser. And I walked out and Pinhead was there. And he scared me so hard that I would not watch Hellraiser until now.
Really?
And
I never understood.
There's nothing really that terrifying that Pinhead does. And as a whole, the movie, but I think because I walked out there as like a 4 or 5 year old and just saw Pinhead, freaked me out. My dad was so shocked that I watched Hellraiser.
Of all the whatever they were, Cinnabites or Canobites or whatever the fuck name.
Yeah.
Because I think I read the first time.
So, yeah, the dude had like the CDs in his mouth and like whatever.
Yeah.
Pinhead was like, for me, the least scary one of all of those ones. But,
and I don't know why, but to this day, if I even see Pinhead, it's like that the first time you get sick off of alcohol and then the rest of your life. Yeah. Pinhead is that for me. Like, I grabbed onto Hamster as soon as Pinhead showed up on the screen. And he was like, I don't understand why you're so scared of this. He's not doing anything.
I still, to this day, I watched probably 4 of those movies.
I've watched all of them now.
Never understood really what was going on ever.
Yeah,
like, it's a gateway to hell. I get that. And then everyone who opens it dies.
It's basically Pandora's box. And they're all like tempted, with the pleasures of hell or whatever. But also, like, it sucks. It's not a good franchise.
I mean, it was huge.
Besides being scared, I think it's literally just because I walked out there at like 4 or 5 years old, saw it and freaked out, that now that's forever my nightmare.
Poltergeist, man, like that dude rips his face off in the bathroom. I mean,
it's so scary.
When I was a kid, I was just like, oh my God.
Well, and have you watched the behind the scenes stuff about that movie? Like that they used real skeletons and
Well, the curse, like there was actually an E! True Hollywood story about all of it.
Yeah.
And I used to know all of this. The first movie, the oldest daughter, that actress in real life was gunned down by her ex-boyfriend on her front porch.
And then a couple years later, the little girl died.
Well, okay. But then the second film, both the elderly, like evil preacher guy died.
Yeah.
And the Native American older guy died. And then by the third movie, the daughter died. And hers was like, she had like some sort of like intestinal issue.
Yeah.
But there was a lot more than that. I mean, there was like crazy.
Oh, there's a ton. I just watched a documentary about it.
And then Craig Nelson went on to have an incredibly successful career.
He did.
As coach.
Yeah, coach.
Craig Nelson.
He was cursed to have a great career.
Yeah, he was totally cursed with that one.
With a
not
great
just coach, but also parenthood. Like, he's
that's right. That's right.
I love that film.
Yeah,
they're all sacrifices to his career.
Right. And they filmed like the very opening scene of that movie in the same place they filmed like where they did E.T. as well.
Yeah.
It was weird. Yeah, it was really weird. I sure as a kid going, that looks like the same place as E.T.
Right? I had the same thought.
But yeah, I just If I go back and watch it now, I don't know if it would be scary. And I know there was a remake of it. Did anybody see that?
I did.
Was it good or?
Poltergeist?
Yeah.
Really?
I think
I don't know about that.
Poltergeist is one of those movies that's so iconic and that a lot of us saw as children.
How do
Which,
you
if you watch that movie as a child, it is so scary.
Did you guys see
It's
the
scary as an adult.
They
Did
redid
you guys
like
see the new Child's Play?
I did not.
So fun story. I thought Chucky was super cute and asked my parents for a stuffed Chucky.
Yeah.
When I was a kid.
Also,
I didn't think Child's Play was scary.
I also partied with that.
Oh no, the new one.
Yeah.
The
Oh no. I partied with.
Oh, I heard it's really good though.
Really?
I liked it.
Oh.
Because it's a
And that's
robot
coming
doll, and
from-
that makes more sense.
Oh, so it's not haunted?
Like it hacks up the internet and like just really wants to be your friend in like a really really bad way.
Oh, so
it's kind of scary.
It's not Charles Lee Ray.
No, it's like if you're the A word, it's listening right now.
Yeah.
If it had a body and just started doing shit for you.
Well,
yeah.
So
my best friend who I live with is like the biggest horror nerd I've ever met in my life.
Oh, yeah, she is.
And she went to go see that, and I was like, okay, haha, tell me how that is. And she came home and she was like, I didn't hate it. And I was like, holy shit. Because for her to say she didn't hate something is big. Because
I was surprised.
Follow her on Instagram.
Wow.
You should go follow her, Roar Zombies, on Instagram.
I do. That's all she posts. It's like horror stuff.
That's all she talks about, and that is her life. She has everything on VHS. She has she's amazing, and that's really what bonded us is our love of horror. But she is so much better than me. So, if you want to know about horror stuff all year round, follow Roar Zombies.
I'm gonna drop another name. I don't remember his actual name, but I partied with the kid from the first Child's Play as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. And then he was carrying around the Chucky doll. I found that weird, but
what was his name?
I don't remember.
Yeah, he did not age well. He was not. He was one of those where he was like a really good looking kid, and then got older and looked normal.
Yeah.
Looked normal like
Macaulay Culkin.
Wow, I got the name of the killer right, Charles Lee Ray. His name was let's see, Alex Vincent Andy Barclay. Yeah, he was at a Comic-Con, and I got into the VIP room, and we were just drinking. He was a nice guy though. It was him and the little kid from Jerry Maguire, who is super shredded now, but is like 5 foot tall,
like weirdly shredded,
and 5 foot tall. Like
so
tiny.
Smiley, what are your picks for horror movies? Because I am interested.
Yeah, I'm interested.
I have a wonderful pick for Chris.
Okay.
From my own personal collection that you may borrow.
Okay.
I'm gonna start off with, I'm not sure what you like, but this is the most terrifying movie I've ever fucking seen. It's High Tension.
Okay.
It's the director is Alexandre Aja, and it is honestly the first time I watched it. We did a screening in my bar.
Okay.
And I had to tell the customers to shut the fuck up because it was so intense. They wanted drinks, and I'm like, no, I don't know what's going on. I'm about to piss myself.
And it's French. It's a French movie.
It's a French director.
Oh, okay.
It's a good one.
So it's in English. I don't do subtitles.
Oh yeah, no, it's in English.
I will. I'm not against that. I'm not like American. I hate subtitles in movies.
It's a lot of tension. It's aptly named. You get gross out, you get suspense, and you get it's a really good one. That's where I started with that.
All right.
Don't watch it alone.
Okay.
If you want to go a little bit funner, this is my favorite. This is a subgenre. This is the Burrowers. Burrowers.
Ooh.
It's a horror western.
Oh,
That's a good one.
It's a horror western, and I mean, just put those together, and it can't go wrong.
okay.
Not too many horror westerns out there. That's basically all you need to know about the movie. It's a horror western. You should
James
watch it.
coming with the like indie films, I believe.
I
Yeah.
know. I wish I had asked Crystal ahead of time, because Crystal would have a list of weird movies you've never heard of before that you would also have to borrow from us.
we have a wavy hour next week. Maybe you can come in with some heavy duty.
That's what I'll do for next week.
It is October, so Shocktober.
But I am impressed with James's picks right now.
Oh, James loves some fucking horror, man.
Oh man, this was nothing. I just had to go run over and just pick up some movies. I was like, this one. Yeah.
If they're cutting people up in a movie, James is like, all right.
I'm
all right,
also that way.
This is The Mortuary,
Okay.
a freaking 90s classic.
That's a good one.
Some people got their starts on this movie and continue to star in horror stuff.
Huh.
It's about a family that goes into a small town and takes over a mortuary.
Yeah.
And then you can like connect the dots from there. Badness happens.
They're very successful, and then the one guy dies of a heart attack. Oh, that's
that's an HBO show.
Hey, I love that show though.
I did too.
6 Feet Under. Whew. I made Hamster watch that last year, and he hates me now for that.
He fixes the cable.
All right,
This is one of my favorite lines from that movie, by the way. Because it's like she goes, "You could guess what happens," and he fixes the cable. And I just think that's such a good throwaway line that it's so amazing. But anyway, sorry, James.
Oh, this might be a series that you missed. It's the Subspecies series. I have all three of them on. This is an oldie but a goodie kind of.
I remember them.
Subspecies.
If maybe you have, okay, I thought it'd be at the right.
I've never seen them. I've never seen them.
It's good schlocky horror. I mean the effects are
fan of schlocky
awful, low budget.
Romanian, huh?
There's some interesting vampire movies. I like the vampire movies where they don't make them pretty; they make them ugly monsters, like they're supposed to be.
Like they're supposed to be.
Like what was the man? There was a Stephen King one from the 80s.
Which one?
It was a vampire movie.
Oh,
fuck, Salem's Lot.
Salem's Lot.
Yeah, Salem's Lot.
And that's a pretty.
The other thing I was gonna say, so I'm gonna make Hamster watch all the Stephen King things.
Yeah.
Even though Stephen King hated all of them. So I've read all the Stephen King novels.
He hasn't hated every movie. He hasn't hated them all.
He hates most of them.
He doesn't hate. Do you see the one that's on HBO, The Outsider?
Yeah, he doesn't hate that one. He doesn't hate the new. I forget what it's called because I'm drunk now.
Yeah.
But it was the sequel to The Shining.
Oh, shit! It was
the
not
one
good?
that just came out.
No,
Yeah.
It was so good. It was so good, and Stephen King liked it.
Oh,
with Ewan McGregor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck. But you know what I'm talking about. It's like
Dr. Sleep.
Huh?
Dr. Sleep.
Dr. Sleep.
Yeah. I didn't watch
Stephen King liked it, and Stephen King also likes the new It.
Really?
Yes, he likes the new iteration of It.
Yeah.
Dr. Sleep. Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, Danny.
So I watched The Outsider, and I thought it was pretty good, but I also think so I've read a ton. So here's the weird thing. I don't watch a lot of horror.
Right.
But when I was a kid, I read a lot of Stephen King.
Stephen King's books are so much scarier than any movie could ever be.
But I feel like the Stephen King issue is he can write a great beginning, middle, that are terrifying, and then the end most of the time is like, yeah. And
Okay.
I felt like the Outsider was a little of that too. Like he doesn't have a good, and like I feel like it was that was whenever I first realized that Stephen King had that issue. Like I was watching it as a kid, the original miniseries, and like every day I would go to school and we'd be like, "Oh my god, did you watch that?"
Which he also approved of, by the way.
Right. Well, no, it ended the way it ended in the book, and it was just like, it's a spider. Spoiler alert, spider. Like that's what it was.
I think it's a couple decades too old to be a spoiler.
Well, have you seen though that they're remaking The Stand?
They are.
Yeah.
And
I can't wait to see it.
Have you seen the cast?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Whoopi Goldberg is going to be in
Goldberg is Mother Abigail.
She's going to be great.
Alexander Skarsgård as Randall Flagg. Like what?
Yeah. And then Netflix also did that. God, again, drunk. They did that.
The Haunting of Hill House.
Oh, The Haunting of Hill House was good. We are watching Bly Manor
really
right now.
I haven't started it yet.
So here's the thing. Hill House was super scary, like jump scares and psychological stuff and super scary. I would highly recommend Hill House.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Bly
That's on my
Manor
list.
is a little different, and I don't want to give anything away because it just came out and we're not even done with it yet.
Okay.
But I will say that I'm pretty far into this series and I'm kind of confused still.
I heard it was a little disappointing. Well, not disappointing.
It's kind of like Hill House happened. I thought Bly Manor was going to be the same caliber.
Huh.
It's kind of the story's okay, but
I don't know if Bly Manor is based on Hill House is based on a book.
Yeah.
That I'd already read.
Bly Manor.
But I don't.
It feels
I don't
like
know if
Bly Manor. Oh, sorry. It feels like Bly Manor is just like a conglomeration of like Inception and like all the like haunted possession houses all put in one series, but not very well executed is where I'm at right now. So unless they really like end it well, I don't know.
Well, you're giving me high hopes here. Thank you. I was like, oh, I'm totally gonna watch that now, and I'm like,
what do you think?
Watch it.
Let me ask you guys both this question.
Okay.
What do you think of movies that are based off of the Warrens?
Off of the Warrens?
Mm-hmm. Do you know the Warrens?
I have a lot of opinions on this.
Because like The Conjuring, The Conjuring 2. So the Warrens were a couple.
Yes.
In real life that
them
hunted ghosts, and they supposedly had a room in their house with haunted artifacts so that they could take them away from the people who they were haunting.
Well, first of all, Annabelle went missing this year, so that's terrifying.
The real doll? The real one?
Yeah,
no.
The real one from the Warrens Museum got stolen this year.
There's a demon on the loose.
Yeah, there's a demon just out there.
Right.
I feel like some of the movies that are made about the Warrens, obviously like The Exorcist, I believe was one of their things.
So we're talking about the Conjuring series, right?
Yeah, the Conjuring.
There's more than that. There's the
Poltergeist.
Yeah.
And then they have the Annabelle series, and
yeah.
There's Annabelle, the Nun.
Poltergeist also, she was involved in the like real story. Here's the thing. I think that the most recent movies that have been made, so like Conjuring, Annabelle, stuff like that, have kind of like exaggerated and kind of like made a mockery of who they were as people. So like I personally believe that things can happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that it's necessarily a demon, It might be mental illness sometimes. It might be whatever. But I feel like the newer movies have kind of bastardized them a little bit, and then it made them kind of like a joke
Oh,
a little bit.
I saw The Conjuring. I thought it was really good.
I thought it was good, but I think it like raised this kind of awareness that then turned into a joke.
I thought they were amazing.
They're good movies.
I think they paved the way for better funding for horror movies, because those wound up being blockbusters. They're like, we'll sign up some like,
Yeah,
you know,
That's
A-list
fair.
actors, like not top of the line, but
I mean,
enough star power, and they made enough money that they made a whole franchise from it, and that made horror movies legitimate again.
right. But I think that the Warrens did a lot of work that they took very seriously.
Oh shit, yeah, they did, yeah.
And like if you read about them, like as like a true crime person, as like a horror person, whatever, like I've always looked up to the Warrens. And I feel like, you know, people now see like Annabelle and The Conjuring and all this stuff, and they're like, you know, these people, I don't know how to put it, but it's like they almost see the Warrens as like a product of the movies, when really these people had decades of experience.
Yeah, well, it's all getting licensed away so people can make money.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the only problem I have. I think they're great movies.
My question is this: where's Satan at? Where's Satan in all these movies, man? I miss the good old '80s where we had some good Satan.
We need Satan.
Have you seen the movie Trick or Treat, where they play the record backwards and the demon worshiping rock star comes back and it's killing people?
You know, I just feel like Satan's taking a break, and you know, he's passing it off to like some other demons.
I just remember watching the movie Trick or Treat when I was like in junior high, and we thought the funniest thing was like they're watching TV, and Ozzy Osbourne is playing a televangelist, and he's like, just look at these lyrics. Sink my cold steel missile, and it's like lyrics from Ozzy's songs. And I was like, yeah, but
I love it.
Where's the devil in all this right now?
You know, I don't know. Here's the thing too. Like, I don't know if you guys have watched the new Sabrina series on Netflix.
Oh yeah, on Netflix.
I heard it's pretty dark, and then like the original
it's pretty dark, and it's so good.
The original cast trashes it.
Oh well.
Have you seen that?
Well, I mean,
it probably wasn't what they thought they were signing on for.
Sorry, not the Sabrina one. I'm sorry, I'm wrong on that one.
Oh, okay.
What's that other show that was not Sabrina, but it was like Alyssa Milano and
Charmed.
So they're making a new Charmed, and the original cast is all trashed.
We don't need a new Charmed. We did, however, need a new Sabrina. The new Sabrina is so good, but I love that they just say like praise be to Satan and like Satan bless you when somebody like sneezes. Like, I love it. It's great.
Yeah. I mean, you know, there's the show Lucifer.
There is.
It's actually really good.
Based on the Vertigo comic.
Yep, that's correct. It's funny how many of the Vertigo comic books have, you know, they're actually making Sandman, which kind of shocks me.
Really? I mean, they just did an Audible production of it.
Yeah, they're making I don't know if I think it's a series, I believe.
Full cast. James McAvoy plays
I'll be right back,
title character.
Oh, really?
So amazing.
In the Audible version?
Yep.
Oh, I did. Let me see. DC Sandman. Let me make sure I'm not. I can't remember if Neil Gaiman and DC Sandman audio adaptation. Okay, you're right on that. But I read that they were doing the Sandman official trailer. Yeah, summer 2020. It says summer 2020, but that's not happening. What is it? Oh,
that's time to be determined at that point.
Oh, okay. Looks like Netflix is doing it.
Oh, is it a series?
Yeah.
Or is it a standalone film?
Let me see. I don't know. This is IGN, so I mean IGN's pretty on the nose. What is the DC Comics adaptation? Netflix new DC series is the stuff of dreams. It doesn't really say what it is. So I guess it's going to be a series on Netflix.
Well, that sounds either great or awful. I'm not sure yet. I'd have to see it.
I feel like
probably pretty good.
Does all right when it comes to shit like that. I mean, we did have. Well, hold on. We did have.
I watched The Witcher, and it I mean, that series is kind of like if you read any of the books, you kind of have to trudge along.
I've never really played the game. I played one of the games and I didn't like it, and so then I started watching it and I was just kind of like bored.
I didn't play the game. I read all the books.
Super lost.
Yeah, what's that?
I said I'm suddenly super lost. I have no idea.
On The Witcher?
I have more horror movies.
Oh, what else
to recommend to Chris?
Go for it. Yeah, I want to hear this.
Yes.
All right. This will be a weird one because it is a comic book movie. But the first Silent Hill is weirdly good.
One of the scariest video games I've played in my life.
And they do a fairly good job of recreating that. Like, you walk in and it's like, is this supposed to be scary? But then eventually it just keeps building. And by the end, you're terrified. You're all, what is wrong? It's like, it has like a really nice slow progression, like Rosemary's Baby. You're just like, something's wrong. Something's really wrong.
Huh.
And as someone who's never played the video game but loved the movie.
Oh, so the video game. So I thought that video game, if you compare the Resident Evil series to the Silent Hill, and I've never played anything other than the first Silent Hill.
I love Resident Evil too.
The first Silent Hill game was much more terrifying than Resident Evil. Resident Evil was like a jump scare game. Silent Hill was like, they would do things like, especially like you had to play the first game with the best like sound system you could have. I remember walking into this bathroom and like a child laughed in the background and I was just like, oh my God, fuck this. This bullshit. Fuck this bullshit. You know? Just terrible.
I like that movie though.
The first time you leave like a place and then it goes from day to night instantly with that air raid sound scares me.
And then like you're just walking through fog and you're like, oh God, I don't want to walk through fog. Fuck this.
And I will say right now, like, if you've never played the video game, still watch the movie. The movie is so good.
Now, another video game that I never played, there's a reason why. I never wanted to play this. Because they made, and everyone said it was amazing. But I was like, no thanks. Is they made an alien game where you run from the alien and try to escape and you never have a weapon. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I remember,
you watch the movies; they don't have weapons. They're like trying to fight them off with power tools.
Alien Isolation, is that it? You know, and I'm just like, that sounds awful. Like not. I mean, I'm sure it's great, but like
that sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it sounds terrifying. Like I'm just gonna fucking freak out the whole time.
Well, you remember like the first Silent Hill game? They made it very, very clear that you were a novelist, and you don't know how to use weapons.
Oh, here's how I explain what I would feel if I played that Alien Isolation game. You ever have to go to like you have to say you're at someone's house you don't know, and they're like, hey, go down in the basement and get that thing, and you're like, oh, and you open the basement door, and you're like, well, where's the light at? And they're like, oh, it's at the bottom of the stairs. And you're like,
thank you.
And you get to the bottom of the stairs, you like slowly, and you finally turn the light on. There's nothing. Then you go get the beer or whatever out. You turn around and you realize you have to turn that light off before you get back all the way up to the top of the stairs. No. So you turn that light off and no one is watching, and you're like, and you like rush out the door, and then all of a sudden you walk normally. You're like,
no,
hoping no one grabs your foot through the stairs. You know, that's how I think that Alien Isolation game would be. You know, only way I could describe it. And I don't know if it's that way or not, but just constantly like I saw footage, and like someone's like hiding in a locker, and they could just see through the little grate, and then the fucking alien walks by, and I'm like, yeah. When I was a kid, Alien was scary as fuck.
Alien terrified me.
Yeah,
It's scarier than all the other ones.
Yeah, the first one or the second one?
The first one, Alien,
Yeah.
not Aliens. Dude,
Alien.
when Ash flips out, that's like the second jolt of the entire thing. Like the first one's like, oh, an alien just popped out, but you kind of knew that already.
Right.
And you're like, but it's still terrifying. And then all of a sudden it's like, and this dude that you thought was like in charge, he's like second command at this point, just flips out and starts killing everyone. You're like, oh no.
I saw that when I was like 5. you know? And but the second Aliens was not scary. It was scary-ish, but it was like more awesome than she like, fuck yeah.
It wasn't as scary as the first one. The first one was terrifying.
Like I wanted one of those fucking forklifts, man. I wanted to work one of those forklifts so bad.
Oh,
like 2020, we don't got the forklift from Aliens movie yet. Come on.
I have this on my list. Do you guys like, Chris? Have you watched Event Horizon? Because that will actually terrify you.
Watched it actually this year, and it's pretty terrifying.
The what Horizon?
Event Horizon.
Oh,
it's horror sci-fi.
No, I haven't. Seen it. I need to watch that one.
Very much. There's a lot of Satan.
I like that.
It's up there with Jacob's Ladder. It freaked me out really bad.
I like that.
Jacob's Ladder is one of the scariest movies I've ever seen in my life.
Yes, Jacob's Ladder is so scary. So if you're comparing it to that, I will watch it.
You know how many times I've seen Jacob's Ladder? I was like, this is fucked up, man.
I've seen it 3 times.
Oh no!
And
I only saw it twice.
Freaks me out every single time.
I want to rewatch it. Is it still terrifying?
Terrifying. The second time,
I'm gonna have to
apparently the
watch
third
it with
time.
Hamster.
I want to know. I want to know if that's underrated.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna watch it with Hamster this week because guaranteed he's never seen it.
Okay.
We will watch it, and I will see if one, I'm still scared, being my 4th time watching it, and 2, let's see how scared Hamster is.
Well, I'm going on this. I looked at this list of the scariest movies of all time.
It's one of those ones that kicks you in the ass. Like an hour later, you're like, "Whoa, that was crazy!" And then an hour later, you were like, just petrified.
It mind fucks you.
Yeah, I'm looking through the scariest movies of all time on Harper's Bazaar to see if it's in there. And right away they had the Blair Witch Project, which I'm kind of like,
that never scared me.
Candyman, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I saw
Candyman, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah.
Quiet Place. A Quiet Place was.
I fell asleep. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I just kept falling asleep.
Chris, I still have more.
All right, keep going. I was looking at this list to see if
this is
A Perfect Getaway?
Yes.
That's a good one.
Perfect Getaway. I mean, it's not. I call it horror. It is suspense
I think it's scary.
And violence. It's scary as shit.
Okay.
And I really can't give away more of the plot. I can tell you who's in it, and that should get you amped up anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's freaking Timothy Oliphant, Mila Jovovich, and fucking Steven Zahn.
Okay.
It's so underrated. Like,
what's it called again? The Getaway?
The Getaway.
A Perfect Getaway.
A Perfect Getaway.
Perfect Getaway. I was like, The Getaway.
And Mila Jovovich is in it, so like.
Okay.
I would go full Les for her.
That's how I felt when I was a teenager.
Okay.
I still feel that way.
I was looking through this list, and Jacob's Ladder wasn't on that list of 36 movies.
That's crazy.
Well, then
that
they are wrong.
Scary.
Yeah. Well, do you want to hear the list real quick?
Yes.
This is Harper.
I feel like they're wrong.
Because I feel like
that's gotta be wrong.
I feel like the number one. I feel like their number one film is overrated.
Yeah, it probably is. They probably are just doing the like stereotypical bullshit.
I don't agree with that, but so this is from harpersbazaar.com.
Uh-huh.
Number one, do you want me to go from front to back or from back to front? Like number
Back
one to
front.
Okay, well we'll go.
Whatever is easier for you.
All right, we'll end with this. Okay. So there's 36 of them. And you guys can tell me yay or nay, because some of these I don't know.
Okay.
From 2014, Good Night Mommy.
Meh.
Okay. From 2016, The Witch.
Oh yes, that's
one's
amazing.
Good. That
That
one's good.
should not be that far down.
Yeah, no, that one's good.
This
It's not that scary, but it's like so well done.
This is the 36 scariest movies. 36.
Okay.
So at 34, we have The Taking of Deborah Logan, 2014.
Meh.
Okay. 2014, Starry Eyes.
Mm.
Okay.
I don't even know that one.
32, The Babadook.
Oh, that
No.
one should be higher on that list. That one freaked me out.
James says
I didn't like it at all.
Really?
I didn't find it scary.
I still
found
can't even hear the word
sloppy.
Babadook.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
And I know there's a lot of like cosplay with that movie. From 2012, Lovely Molly.
Meh.
Okay. From number 30, from 2008, Inside.
I've never heard of that one.
A French
I don't
movie.
know that one.
Okay. From 2007, El Orfanato.
I don't know that one.
Oh, it's produced by Guillermo del Toro, which he's done some stuff.
That's probably pretty good though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would probably freak me out. His
I love
visuals,
Del Toro.
And I seen this movie that I'm about to say, and I thought it was trash, but maybe I'm wrong. Number 28, Descent, 2006.
Trash.
Yeah, it was trash.
I thought it even made it on that list.
That shouldn't even be there.
Number 27, The Devil's Backbone, Guillermo del Toro.
That one's good.
Oh, that was.
Yeah. I don't know about scary, but it was good. Number 26, Suspiria, 1977.
Don't know that one.
A Euro horror about a ballerina who joins a dance company housing a coven of witches. Okay.
It's a classic. It's
This
really
one
dated now. I mean, it is from the 70s, but
yeah, I feel like this one should be higher on the list, but maybe it's just because I haven't seen it in a long time. 1973, The Exorcist at number 25.
That should be higher.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Number 24, Tigers Are Not Afraid, 2019. I've never
heard of it.
Never heard of it.
I'm sure Crystal has, though.
Number 23, The Strangers. Agree with that.
Oh, that should be higher on that list.
Higher.
That movie is terrifying.
From 1986, The Hitcher, which I thought was a terrifying film growing up.
That's a scary movie.
This
one on there, yeah.
Definitely should be higher. 1982, Poltergeist coming in at 21. Under the Shadow, 2016 coming in at 20.
Haven't seen that one.
Okay. Number 19.
A lot of things to watch.
Number 19, The Eyes of My Mother, 2016.
Never heard of it.
Okay. This one I think is fucking ridiculous. Number 18, Night of the Living Dead, 1967. I don't.
It's a classic, but do I think it's actually scary? No.
Maybe it was.
Do I think you should have watched it by now? Absolutely, but
the list is the scariest horror movies of all time.
Yeah, it's not scary.
That's not scary.
No.
It's entertaining.
Number 17, The Ring, 2002.
Meh.
2003, A Tale of Two Sisters, number 16.
Meh.
Oh my god. No, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's good, but I didn't find it scary.
Okay.
That's one of the only movies that gave me nightmares.
Number 15,
A Tale of Two Sisters. There's the scene. Like, it's a pretty droll movie. It's like, suspenseful in a Japanese way. But there's the one scene where someone it's randomly in there.
Yeah.
Someone drops something on the ground and they pick it up and they look underneath the stove. And there's someone underneath the stove and it
Oh,
haunted me for like a week. And it's like blink and you don't even see
I'm
it.
not going in the kitchen. I'm not
It's-
going to the kitchen.
It scared the shit out of me.
And then I don't know about. I've never heard of this one. It's from 1961. The Innocents.
Oh,
Never
that's
heard.
a good one. That's a scary
One more
one.
time.
This one's from 1980, and I kind of remember this. It was called The Changeling, 1980.
The
Oh,
Changeling is
yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
I remember it being terrifying, but I remember as a kid. At number 13, we have Hereditary, 2018.
That one's kind of I was disappointed in Hereditary, but that could have been because of the hype around it.
Okay,
Do you want to hear my hereditary theory?
sure.
Yes.
If you've seen the movie,
Mm-mm.
the real enemy is the dog that they don't have.
Oh.
That eventually, like at the end of the movie, is like bowed down with everyone else.
Oh wow.
But the dog's at every pivotal bad scene.
Interesting.
Coming in at number 12, Audition from 2001.
Meh.
Mm.
Okay.
I didn't think it was
She's-
scary.
All right. And
She's
now
right.
this,
She's right with that one because it's just about the last scene, and the rest of the movie's not scary at all.
I feel like this one, the next one, which is number 11, is just out of. They're just pandering at this point.
Okay.
From 1980, A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Meh.
Yeah.
Meh.
So now we're in the top 10 scariest movies of all time, according to
Okay.
HarperBazaar.com. Coming in at number 10 from 1978, and they took part 1 and part 2 and just made it number 10.
Okay.
Halloween and Halloween 2.
Fair.
I don't know. I think they're scarier movies.
Yeah, I mean, there are scarier movies, but also Michael Myers is pretty terrifying because
Yeah.
he doesn't die.
Sure.
You know?
Coming in at number
She's
9.
just a dude.
Yeah. Coming in at, well, I don't know. They try to kill him and he always comes back.
I know.
Coming in at number 9, A Quiet Place. I thought that was scary because I was in the theater when I saw it and you couldn't.
I
can hear
can't
people-
make it through.
I
I keep falling asleep.
But I don't think it's in the top 10.
I
haven't
keep falling
seen it.
asleep. I can't.
Okay. Well, James, it is super quiet.
Yeah.
Like in the theater, I could hear people opening candy.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's why I can't make it through is because it's just so quiet.
Yes.
I can't do it.
It's just horror meditation. You're all nap
People
time.
get. There's a lot of like tense. Like it's very tense.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you're just like shit happens and like you're like.
Yeah.
Don't knock that off. Because like the creatures can hear. That's how they see is they hear.
And they do sign language in it. I will say the sign language is accurate.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Coming in.
My grandma's deaf,
Oh man.
but I can't make it through. I just fall asleep. So
Wow. I don't know how. I saw it in the theater. I was super tense.
I think like I'm just so tired. Okay, continue.
Coming in at number 8, 1979, Alien.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
I'll agree with that.
Okay. Coming in at number 7, and I really appreciate that they really went out of their way to not do just all American stuff. Train to Busan.
That movie.
Oh,
Mm,
that's good.
that movie.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my god.
That
All
needs
There's
to
a
be on your
scene
list,
with
Chris.
a dad and his daughter that not only terrifies but makes you cry at the same time. Like, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. And then I don't know. This one could be pandering, or maybe, but it was scary when I was a kid. Definitely, this movie was scary when I was a kid. Number 6, 1974, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I think it still holds true, but also like I don't know if it should be so high on the list.
And then coming in at number 5, I do remember watching this, and it was very scary when I was in high school. 1992 Candyman, which they're now remaking, or they remade.
And the remake looks amazing, by the way.
Oh, that's right. It's what's his name? Jordan. Yeah.
And it looks really good.
This one, I will say there were parts of it that I thought were a little eerie, but I definitely think this is ridiculously. This almost invalidates the list altogether.
Okay.
At number
is it?
4, 1999, The Blair Witch Project.
No.
Mm-mm.
No, way.
No. Not scary.
No.
Their
Horribly
hype
done.
project or the actual movie? The hype project scared me more than the movie.
The movie.
Yeah, true. I
yeah.
agree with you, James.
So coming in at number 3, Paranormal Activity, 2007.
The
first
original
one?
one?
Yeah.
Kind of
Okay.
scary.
Okay.
I'll give it that. But the sequels, meh.
I feel like this one is also pandering. I feel like it's actually kind of a scary movie, but I feel like it's way too high. And then number 2, from 2017, Get Out by Jordan Peele.
No.
I think it's a good movie.
It's a great movie.
But the second scariest movie of all time, I don't think so.
No.
And this one, I think, is ridiculous. And
Okay.
coming in at number
The
1.
Number 1.
What do you think it is?
I don't even know at this point.
We've mentioned it already. I think
I
it's
already got things crossed off. I don't know what it is.
in 1980, The Shining.
No, I mean, that movie's good. It's a good movie. I'm okay with it. But number 1?
Yeah.
Scariest movie?
Yeah.
Nah.
It's Jacob's Ladder.
Jacob's Ladder is the number 1.
Not even on any of that list at all.
No, Jacob's Ladder, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
How dare they make the
It's the scariest
Shining?
movie I've ever seen.
So what I'm going to do, here's what I'm going to do for next week's Billy Hour. I'm going to show Crystal the Harper's Bazaar.
Yeah.
Top whatever, 30, what was it?
Top 36.
Top 36 movies. We'll see what she says because she's a horror fanatic.
Right.
I'm going to have her give us her picks for the top 10. Because her picks are going to be terrifying.
Did you know they remade Ladder? I had no idea.
And I'm just going to ask her what she thinks about that number 1.
Okay.
Because holy shit, that's okay. Well,
they remade Jacob's Ladder. I had no idea.
What?
What?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
How?
Yeah. This is 2019.
Not
Jacob's
necessary.
Ladder, the remake no one asked for. Another remake no one asked for. That's what the article says.
It's not necessary. We don't need it. The first one's scary enough. Thank you very much. Bye.
Right?
Yeah. I hear you. I'm with you. I'm with you guys. I believe.
And
All right,
also for next week, I will make Hamster watch Jacob's Ladder.
Okay.
And I'm going to see if I'm as
That's
scared.
so mean.
It's so mean, but also he deserves it. So.
James, what did you want to say? One more thing you said?
Oh, I got one last video.
All right, what is it?
Ooh.
It's the original Black Christmas.
Wait a minute. Why does it have to be black? Why can't
it's so good.
Is it?
That is my final pick for you. It is the oldest of what I got to recommend for you, but the way it's filmed is terrifying.
Oh, God. I watched that while I wrapped my Christmas presents on Christmas Eve.
Really?
And it's been that way since I was 10. So
interesting.
That's my final recommendation for Halloween movies for you to watch, Chris.
No thanks killing.
I only went with the cream of the crop, man.
Gobble gobble, motherfucker.
Black Christmas is creepy AF, though.
Okay. Good to know.
Creepy AF.
All right, well, people have a good selection to go from. So let's go ahead and end this episode of 10 Drink Minimum. Which I'm gonna what do I call work? I'm gonna call it work buzzed. That's what I'm gonna call the episode.
Work buzz.
James, what do you have to promote?
As per usual, you can see me on Hulu over the NBC app for 10 Drink Minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Or nope. That Midnight Texas.
Midnight Texas. The Brave, something like that. Some other show.
And some other stuff. I mean,
anything coming up? Are you signed to anything? Have you started working again? What's going on there?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. Holly, what do you got?
The only thing I have to promote is November 20th. I will be in Greeley, Colorado with Kurt Fletcher and Don Morgan at the Millennium Event Center. It is socially distanced, so tickets are, limited. So if you're in that area, please buy tickets. And you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Hollybird Comedy.
Nice. As a podcast, we are part of the Burrowers Podcasters Guild, which is a new organization here in Albuquerque, which will help you, A, start a podcast, B, you can, as a business, you can advertise on our podcasting network, or C, if you're a business and you would like for us to make a podcast for you, which we have actually had lots of interest in. And we are launching November the 14th, which is a Saturday, and you can look forward to that. You can go to BurrowsPodcastersGuild.com, and you can see all of the founding podcasts that are involved. And other than that, we do our show live on Sundays, 6 to 8 p.m. here on Facebook.com/10drink and live on YouTube, and then also something called Periscope. I don't really use it very often, but we're on there. And I want to thank everybody for listening. I want to thank Holly for being here and Smiley for being here. And then next week's show, we will have two podcasters on from the show Dos Pequeños and the podcast True Consequences. They will be here live, so join us for that. It's another continuation of Halloween hijinks.
I've never been more excited for guests, and that's so mean to say because I've had some of my best friends on, but
Right.
I'm so excited.
Right. And it will be a homecoming for some of James's friends as well. He just doesn't remember them, I guess.
Apparently.
Anyway, thank you guys for watching. With that, we are
10 drinks
minimum.
Minimum.
That's what you guys did on purpose. And we're off. You guys and your rock and roll. I need to order some foods. I'm hungry.
I don't know.
All
Maybe we should do it one at a time.
Yeah, maybe Chris could be like, we are. And
And I'll-
then
10.
Smiley says 10 drink, and I say minimum.
There we go. That's fine. Totally fine. So I'll say we are, and Smiley says 10 drink, and then you say minimum. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That works. We'll do that next week. All right. Well, I'm going to head out. I got some stuff to do, so I'll talk to you guys later.
All right.
All
Bye,
right.
Chris. Love you.
Bye.
Bye guys.
Bye, Holly. Bye, Chris. It was awesome.
Bye.